Live and on your side. This is KTBS 3 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jazmin. Nicole Cross has the night off. Thanks for joining us. First at 5, the controversy over some NFL players kneeling during the national anthem has spread to a Shreveport high school. Members of Green Oak's football team are threatening to protest at tomorrow's game. Caddo School says they will allow it as long as the protest is peaceful. Not so across the river in Bossier Parish. The superintendent says students there are expected to stand for the national anthem or suffer the consequences. Our Bia Roldan spoke to an expert on constitutional law. Bia, what did he say? The Louisiana Department of Education says it does not have a specific policy covering freedom of speech at school and school-related functions, but they referred us to the Constitution and Supreme Court rulings. Their press secretary, Sidney Dunn, says this is a legal matter and school boards and superintendents should work with their legal counsel to determine a response should such a demonstration take place at their school or school-related function.
I'm definitely a living example that miracles really do happen.
Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise addressing the House after he was greeted by a crowd in the hallway of the nation's capital. Scalise returned to work for the first time after he was nearly killed by an anti-Republican gunman during a baseball practice in June. Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan called it a pretty awesome day in D.C.
You know, I'm not like John Maynard, I'm not a big crier, but I just was a babbling idiot. I just could not compose myself. I don't have words for it.
On the House floor, Scalise sent out his sincere thanks for all of the love, support, and prayers, not just from the people of his home district in South Louisiana, but across the nation. He says it got him through some really difficult times. Now an update to some stories we've been following for you. 2 suspects wanted by police for the stabbing death of an elderly woman have been arrested in West Texas. Roy Narcisse and Kiana Williams, both 25, are waiting to be extradited back here to Shreveport. They face murder charges for the death of 82-year-old Kathleen Cates. Cates' body was found around 8 Tuesday night. Officials say she was stabbed several times. Narcisse and Williams are being held at Tom Green County Jail. Now, the parents of Southwest Arkansas newborn who suffered nearly 100 rat bites have been found fit to stand trial despite their mental illness. Erica Shyrock and Charles Elliott, both of Magnolia, each face charges of permitting abuse of a minor and first-degree endangering the welfare of a minor. Authorities say the couple's 2-week-old daughter underwent reconstructive surgery in May due to extensive injuries from the rats. Both are being held in the Columbia County Jail on $15,000 bond. Now, a squatter living in a home on Johnny Drive in the South Broadmoor neighborhood has been evicted. A man whose name is not being released was living in the foreclosed home for months. The yard was covered in trash and had tall grass, but today a cleanup crew began the process of getting the home back in order. The Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office took possession of the home for PNC Bank and had a locksmith change the locks. Councilman Michael Corbin says the eviction process took about 10 days.
There was some question of whether this squatter was somehow related to the original owner, and we don't believe that to be the case either. We just think this is somebody who saw an opportunity and took advantage.
Corbin says if the squatter does come back and forces his way into the home, he will be arrested. Early voting begins this weekend for the special election to fill the Louisiana Treasurer's seat vacated by John Kennedy. You can early vote this Saturday through Saturday, October 7th. Hours are 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, except for Sunday, October 1st. All 64 parishes in the state have the Treasurer's race and 3 constitutional amendments on the ballot for October 14th. New Orleans also has high-profile municipal races, including mayor and city council. You can vote early at your parish registrar of voters office. Construction on a new baseball sports complex and recreation center in Magnolia, Arkansas lies in the hands of voters next month. The cost of the proposed sports complex, recreation, and aquatic center is more than $16 million. Mayor Parnell Vaughn says the project has been in the works for a year and a half. He says the project includes a ballpark with 6 fields, walking track, picnic, pavilions, recreation center, indoor water park, 25-meter pool, and meeting rooms.
We also get to lower our sales tax. So we're cutting taxes on two ends and we're putting quality of life in the middle. A great opportunity because most cities around America have to raise taxes on an issue like this.
Early voting starts next week. Election Day is October 10th. If approved, city officials say they'd like to kick off construction in the summer of 2018. Now, a boil advisory that was issued for the village of Ida has been lifted. Water samples have come back free of contaminants. Residents no longer need to boil their water before consuming. Now, still to come on KTBS 3 News at 5, a visit to Capitol Hill. We'll get a look at the Trump administration's tax plan as the president calls on both sides of the aisle to jump on board. And a man arrested in Colorado could be connected to murders in Indiana from 7 years ago. We've got the latest. But first, Joe's up with a look at your Storm Team forecast. We'll find out what to expect for this weekend's Red River Rebel kickoff.